Hello, everyone, and welcome to TFYLP, Transformers for Your Listening Pleasure, episode number 256, recorded July 29th, 2017. I'm your host, Duran Land, a.k.a. Weird Wolf. Along with me this evening is Headmaster Don.
Hey, everybody.
Who should be very happy about our topic, part of our topic tonight.
I have mixed feelings.
Yeah. Also, Megamus.
What up?
Yeah, you didn't peak on that one, so good.
I'm trying to keep it low-keyed.
And rejoining us from the southern hemisphere where it is cold and wintry, I guess, from the great place of Australia where the kangaroos bounce and the wallabies wallow, I guess. King Yip Chan.
Yeah. Hi, guys. And it's in the future. It's the 30th for me compared to you guys on the 29th.
Well, it'll be the 30th here in about two and a half hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And Brett,
we're a lot closer to you than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brett, if you're trying to keep it low key, you need the helmet with the horns to be low key.
Oh, that's a terrible
That's terrible,
pun.
dog.
Terrible
Thank you.
pun.
Thank you.
Guess what? Nope. Got no with horns.
You'll be here till Thursday.
That's right.
The only devil horns he needs to have is But sorry about the late start tonight, guys. I had something come up at the last minute, and I didn't want to pass it up. So, but we are here live on our normal scheduled night. So at least we're here. Probably in the next week or so, we're going to have another pre-recorded episode due to some key absences, notably myself and Brett. But we will try to get you an episode up next week, so stay tuned for that. Massey has made an appearance.
And it hasn't attacked
Can you say something, Massey?
Hey, Massey Boo.
No.
Just meow.
Typical
flesh.
cat. Just typical cat. Look at my asshole. Look at it. But tonight we're going to be talking about some things that we can't show the pictures because they have been requested to be taken down virtually everywhere they've appeared. And if you've been under a rock the last little bit, those pictures were basically the entire first 4 waves of Power of the Primes.
Oops.
Yeah,
We pretty much know all of next year, and it's like
I would imagine there's some things that's probably still a surprise, as it were. But for the most part, we pretty much know, thanks to I'm guessing a vendor or something other that was part of a PowerPoint. They took some pictures and posted them on the internet for all to see. And I know
let's just say it was a beginning of a snafu.
Yeah, I know TFW
and there was no girthy German gentleman to block the photos this time.
Yeah, there was.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
I forgot about that guy.
Easy now.
TFW, or T-Formers, several other places. I think Sabertron. I'm not sure. They all had some C&Ds given to them, which is not fun, but hey, it happens. But that being said, those pictures are still out there floating around. So if you really look for them, I'm sure you can find them. Because once they're on the internet, they're on the internet.
Let's be honest, our listeners, they are smart enough to know where to look
if they really want to.
I mean, they looked here. So I mean.
And Serpaladin is correct. We just saw placeholder images for a lot of them, not the actual toys, but some of them we actually have seen toys, and some of them we actually saw from San Diego Comic-Con. They had like the little preview breakfast, I guess. Where they showed off some of the powers of the Prime things. Most notably, Darkwing and Dreadwind, or I'm sorry, Blackwing and Dreadwind. Which I'm really excited about the you know,
Same. I wish they were larger scale, but same.
Yeah, Inevitable, Buster, and Hydra. I'm going to get those. The Rodimus looks, you know, it kind of looks okay. I mean, there's some things I'm not crazy about, but it's probably one of the better looking Rodimus Primes that we've gotten in years.
Plus, at that price point, you really can't expect carry. Not to mention that you are getting the deluxe hot rod that does ascend into a prime, which they've said all the leader classes are doing. But at that price point for what they're doing, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just
It will be a leader class, right?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all the leader classes.
It's gonna be so expensive over here.
Well, I know a place where you can get a good pile of stuff. But
you mean what I still have at your house?
yeah, exactly. But yeah,
You have
all-
toys that you have
we can
never
just
picked
help
up
him
yet.
add to the pile.
I've got his Solid Goken God March from 3 years ago.
Wow.
Still there.
But all the leader class toys will have this theme of going from mortal to prime, hot rod to Rodimus.
I've been
And-
waiting for forever. Let me point
Right.
out.
And now some of the stuff that was revealed is one of them is going to be Optimus Primal to not Primal Prime. I'm sorry, Optimal Optimus.
Yeah, Optimal. Yeah.
Although that was shown by using existing toy product, but that
How would you do it? How would you go from monkey to gigantic destructive vehicle armor thing? Like
That's
seriously.
a lot of
It's just-
shell forming.
Yeah, a lot of
very
probably a lot
carefully.
of shelf.
Very-
Yeah.
very carefully.
It's like buy the masterpiece Optimus Primal first, and then add all this armor.
I
to
well,
I just
that-
find it
Show
funny.
him in here.
That's
and-
the picture they used was Masterpiece Primal in the picture of the representation. There's also going to be it looks like Power Master Prime, but it's not. I'm guessing it's going to be like an Orion. It's the Optimus Prime Power Master trailer, but without the signature, without the guns, without the shoulder cannons.
Well, third party like Perfect Effect. I'm sure we'll fix that. But you know, let's
like
not
the
get
upcoming third party Jinrai.
yeah. Let's not get ahead of
will fix
ourselves. So yeah, about how this went down. A lot of us woke up several mornings ago, and this had dropped, I guess, in the early to late evening the previous day, and I believe it was Dime Chalk that shared them initially on Facebook, yeah, I mean, it's like the first wave is going to have Dinobots, apparently Dinobots that combine. You know, I think the Terracons were actually, a couple of the Terracons were actually in the first wave, one or two.
Yeah.
A Grimlock, and apparently Grimlock is going to be one of those that actually carries over a wave or two. Excuse me. I just ate.
But one thing on that Duron is if you look, well, you can't now because the pictures are gone. But when the pictures were available, the Grimlock apparently does carry over, but there is some kind of difference because between the two figures, they're posed differently, and there's some shading differences. So
I mean the Grimlock will carry over. I'm really sorry.
Well, he's in Wave 1 and Wave 3, I believe.
You
Yeah.
think it's just going to be a repaint?
Well, no, that's just it. Why would they use different posing art?
I think it'll just be it'll either be a redeco,
Yeah.
or it will be just, okay, we know this is a really popular character, let's flood the shelves with it.
Or another reason it could be that with him being a Voyager and the rest of the Dinobots being roughly deluxe size, give or take, because we know how a deluxe can be a small deluxe or a big deluxe in today's economy. If they do combine, maybe they're selling the Grimlock originally in G1 colors, and then by the time the third one comes out, there'll be more Dinobots out available, and that one will match the more combiner-looking Dinobot.
So you're saying that they're going to put him out originally by himself, and then after you get the concept of the combiners, they're going to put him out again and maybe change him a little
Right, because by that point we'll
Okay.
have the Voyager Starscream has been shown to have Combiner Wars ports on it. Darkwind and Dreadwing, I got to use G1 name. Sorry, I have the unpaintable nylon Combiner War combiners, and Jazz looks like he has 5mm ports to attach feet and stuff to. So they are carrying some Combiner Wars over into this Power of the Primes.
Although, I kind of see them doing a thing with the Grimlock, much like they did Prime and Combiner Wars. You had the regular traditional Optimus Prime, and then a little bit later you had virtually the same mold with a slightly different head, all white, with some gold trim. I kind of see them doing something similar, just different colorations. Who knows, maybe we might get that a teal Grimlock or something, I know.
Well, similar to the RID.
Plasticon might go
Grimlock.
crazy about that. Yeah.
What about the RID one?
Yeah,
So
or the
the
green
RID
one,
Grimlock's
yeah.
really popular. It's a really popular toy, and the kids will recognize it. So maybe
Yeah.
that green and black. Oh, I hope not though.
Or or Shattered Glass and Triptychon colors for an exclusive or something. Because one thing that is we're talking about a little bit later on is we have had some more information come down about the possible Hasbro Collectors Club. So
Oh yeah.
so that may be something for them down the road too.
And I think it's also interesting. Well, not necessarily interesting, but important to note that it's also very highly likely that the Terracons or the Dinobots or vice versa will be either slight or heavy retools of one another. I don't see them being completely new tools. I think we're going to get along the lines of Combiner Wars. You're going to have the same base mold, some different add-on parts to make them look like different figures and characters.
But I think the biggest shock of all these photos that were released was what we're getting as our big figure for next year. It's not Scorponok, it's not Omega, it's not Metro Titan. We are getting a Voyager-based Predaking set.
Well, to combine into a Titan-sized figure, yeah.
Yeah. So that's our big boy. I was kind of hoping for Omega or Scorponok, but Predaking is a fan favorite. I mean, everybody loves the guy.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I really, really thought they were going to go with Scorponok, seeing as they just did Fort Max.
But maybe
as a play on, or now granted, they you know that Hasbro always thinks, well, they supposedly plan a couple years ahead.
Right.
So maybe this is something that we're going to get the following year.
Or maybe with Fortress Maximus not doing so well, with it showing up at Ollie's less than 6 months after it came out for $40, they may have decided to push this first and give the city bots a chance to,
Unfortunately, I think you're really giving them a lot more credit than they're due, but okay. We'll go with that.
No, but Predaking is a really big favorite. I remember it getting re-released at least twice in Japan, and from what I've been told, those two sold out fairly quickly.
I remember when they did the what was that? It wasn't the E-Hoppy. Yes,
The 2010 one, yeah.
yes, and that.
So
thing
those two
was
versions released, yeah.
Well, it was the first time you could actually get a gift set without getting the Japanese version and paying a ton of money. So absolutely, everyone went nuts over it. So I agree that it's a good call. It really is.
Did they say whether it will be as a gift set? The Power of the Primes, it'll be a gift set.
It will be a gift
set,
set
like Devastator.
Combiner Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at Combiner Wars.
That was the other. I think selling point was that it was going to be a gift set.
Yeah. And one of the things that surprised me the most about this reveal is that they're not my favorite, but with the way they're being worked into the line, with them being Prime Masters, we are getting Pretenders of a sort again.
Yes.
And
Are we?
Yes. Skullgrin, Landmine, all those are Titan Masters, basically.
I'm telling you, out of everything, everyone could talk about all this other stuff. The Pretenders is what got me stoked. I love that.
Talk it up, Brett. Tell us about them?
Tell us about your love for.
Oversized men.
It was a long time ago in a summer's eve, and I just felt this pull. No.
Hey, Brett, just bludgeon us with your Bugly.
All right, here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. If you look at everyone and they're collecting, everyone always puts like Action Masters and Pretenders and Micromasters last. I got to get my, 84, 85, blah, 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 all the way up above Headmasters, Target Masters. Then they come down to this. Well, in my opinion, I think Hasbro finally got something right because I see a peak in the later lines where the Action Masters, Pretenders, and Micromasters are actually going up in value. People are really, really seeking those to complete their sets. So what do? They bank on that. They throw out new Pretenders. Kudos. I think it's a good timing. Good timing for that.
Yeah. And also the fact that, one, they're monsters sell. We're getting a new Pacific Rim next year, so they can piggyback off of that as the whole monster kaiju kind of thing. Plus, it's at a price point where, because if anyone knows anything about, because I was lucky enough to get the Pretender shells for Saurus Ryuo, and we all know that wound up being a lot more expensive than they thought for a third party company. Hasbro trying to do Pretenders at a larger scale would probably, and that being like the middle core of the line, may not have been a very safe bet at what they would have cost out at. Doing them as smaller figures, more impulse items around the $5 to $6 price point is probably the best way to get Pretenders back into the line without being a risk for that series.
Well, I mean, look at the Headmasters. All the smaller priced Headmasters, they're flying off. The Shuffler, all this stuff. They're flying.
If you can find one.
Yeah, why? Because they're cheap.
They're
cheap, and you didn't get them because they were Japanese only. Exactly. So I'm telling you right now, you get your Bugly, your Cloudburst, and all that, and everyone's gonna be yada yada yada. You start getting the ones that were Japanese only, and I'm talking money. People are going to jump on those.
Yeah,
Metal Hawk? Absolutely.
Yep. So you'll be getting Cloudburst. You'll be as far as just the pretend Cloudburst with Micronus. You'll be getting the Skullgrim with Leech Maximo. There's a name from the past.
Where did that originate from again?
G2 Comic.
G2.
Okay.
G2.
Yeah. I blame Simon Furman for that.
I applaud Simon Furman for that.
Look, I applaud him for G-Axis. Not so much Leech Maximo, but G-Axis was a great name.
And you're getting Vector Prime with Metal Hawk.
Your audio's like dipping whenever you lean
sorry.
forward.
Sorry.
I have to admit, though, Metal Hawk, I don't understand why he's so popular in the American market at the moment. I mean, I understand the Japanese market.
IDW Comics. He's yes. I think he's big in IDW.
But he's dead.
That hasn't stopped him.
Times over.
And you're getting Submarauder and I can't quite make out. Oh, Alchemist. I like that name, Alchemist Prime. You're getting Alpha Trion with Landmine. Bludgeon with Quintus Prime.
Yeah.
Megatronus with Bomb Burst. And Octopunch with Solus Prime.
Now,
I'm just not a fan
sorry,
of the Megatronus name.
I really thought they were stretching with some of the names there. I really did. Let's just throw A and B together. All right. What do you got in this box? What do you got in this box? Shuffle them together. There you go. We'll throw those.
Well, the great thing is that the way this gimmick works for these guys is there's like a little. It's a Pretender shell that literally splits in half, and the Prime Master, I guess is what it is, fits inside. I mean, they're super tiny, but
it's still a Pretender.
Yeah, it's still a Pretender. Yeah. The shell looks, like Skullgrin looks like Skullgrin. Bugly looks like Bugly. All of those, they look the way they're supposed to.
Exactly. But let's think about the G1. All right? Think about the G1, Submarauder, Bugly, all those guys.
They're split in half.
Who do you remember? Do you remember the shell or the robot inside?
Yeah.
The shell.
I remember the shell.
More the shell, because the robots inside were just kind of
They were kind of
boring.
generic. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, even in the
Absolutely.
even in the Marvel comics, which for here in America, that's where they got most of their characterization was in the original Marvel comics, and most of the time we saw them in their shell. So
Can I just say I love how Pretenders shows how stupid the Decepticons were.
Yeah.
Because the Autobots were all standing around this place, and they're like massive humans. And one of them goes, "Hey, those humans are a lot bigger than normal." And then the other one goes, "Oh, it doesn't matter, big or small, we'll still squash them." And I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys did not think this was something that you guys should worry about.
Yeah, gigantic.
Well,
20,
I mean, think about it.
20-foot tall humans.
Yeah, they were kind of like, I mean, they weren't human based; they were animal based, right? So,
Monster
I mean,
bit. But
yeah,
my favorite was
yes.
But Marvel Comics did a really good job with that. Like they made Skullgrin probably one of the most popular Decepticon characters for a while in that, because he goes to Hollywood and stuff like that. And that was pretty
you gotta
awesome.
admit
They
though,
did
he's probably
stretch that
one of
Pretender a lot.
the cooler looking ones too. I mean, he's got a freaking goat head or goat skull, for a head, So.
Yeah.
And then Cloudburst was like the one that women wanted. That was hilarious. The Amazonian.
Stop. Think about this. Think about this. When they were actually making these toys, and they had their Pretenders, and they had Junior Pretenders. Do you really think they thought that a Junior Pretender of a skull was going to be more popular than all the others? Of course not. Of course not.
No, it was just
So they play it up in the
just
comics and make him important.
Exactly. Think about it. You have that. You have Thunderwing. I mean, all of them. They got their popularity because of their importance in the comics.
exactly. Other than with the only possible exception of as far as being the classic Pretenders, because Simon Furman has said basically he just did it for one or two issues because it was a mandate from Hasbro, and then you never really see the shells anymore again.
Yeah.
The shells just kind of went they just up and vanished. Like I think after Matrix Quest, they never show up.
Oh no, that's not. Oh yeah, you're right.
Did Thunderwing?
Because the
Thunderwing
classic Pretenders all disappeared before Matrix Quest. After Matrix Quest.
Here's possible spoiler. Didn't Thunderwing die at the end of Matrix Quest?
No, he died. Well, it depends. He
became the dark.
Well, he was taken over by the Matrix that had been corrupted by evil.
He gets
Now
shot
I
off
gotta
into
go back and
space,
reread
right?
this stuff.
Yeah, but
He gets shot off in space by
dark
Nightbeat.
Matrix, right?
well, here's the thing. Thunderwing, as he was, could have died. His spark could have died
Spoiler.
when the Matrix took him over. His physical body and that of the Matrix was destroyed in the battle with Unicron in issue 75.
Right.
So, but it depends on if you count when his spark died or his body died, because we're never really given a definition of is Thunderwing even still in that shell. No pun intended.
But
in issue
Thunderwing doesn't
75.
come back in Regeneration or G2, so I'm assuming he's dead.
Well,
I
thought
he's dead, Hing.
I thought he went with the Dark Matrix, and when that was expelled, he ceased to exist.
Yeah. Basically, he got torn into pieces and floated off screen when Unicron ripped the evil Matrix apart, because he said, "All this left is evil, and in that realm, I have no equal." Rip.
Which
But
is
anyway,
true.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the 80s comics and everything, amazing.
Yes. One thing, as far as the toys go, not just Pretenders, but we're finally getting some characters from G1 cartoon that I've been wanting to see for a while, and that's Moonracer and Nova Star or Firestar.
The female
obviously.
Autobots.
Well,
From the G1
Dom,
cartoons,
we know your fascination with the fembots. So
it's because they're good characters. They haven't had.
We'll go with that.
If you want to know where all the slash fiction comes from, right there's your author.
This guy. Everyone point up. This guy.
He just has multiple pseudonyms to make it appear like there's other people writing it.
I'm not that creative. I work retail.
Says the Digimon. I mean Digimon
Digiporn.
Okay, all right. Anyway, but it's nice to be seen. Even though they look like they're just basically repaints and slight remolds of each other, we are getting basically Firestar and Moonracer, and we are getting Elita 1 from the Starscream Voyager mold, which is
weird.
Okay,
What?
weird. Yeah,
She's a
that
flyer?
Starscream mold is being redone and fine tuned into Elita 1.
Okay.
With the
Surprise.
really big, with the big fat thighs and the big fat.
Well,
I like big
actually,
butts, and you cannot lie.
actually, in some cases, if I remember the picture, some of her body parts have been thinned down a little to make her a little more
Feminine,
streamlined. So there is that.
Well, that was one of the biggest turnoffs about the Power of the Prime Starscream mold is that the jet mode looked fine, in my opinion. It looked really good. But the robot mode, the proportions were... it was kind of like the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. The proportions were so all over the place. Just something about it, and I'm like, no, just no, I don't want it. I don't want that toy. And the thing is because it's a seeker, we're going to get it ad hominem, I mean, it's like ad nauseum. I mean, it's just, I don't want it. I don't like the forearms. I don't like the big thighs and the shins. They just don't look right to me on that mold.
To be fair, I'm still wondering about those combiner ports, like the combiner ports. Why? What is the reason for it? I understand the whole backward compatibility thing with Combiner Wars, but we didn't see that. We didn't see that with the Titan Returns. It just seems so weird to randomly have these guys with combiner ports.
You don't think they're going to do a Scramble City?
Well,
Japan may try it, but I don't know.
Well, also,
it seems odd.
Yeah. Not really, because we had 4+ waves of the same basic molds, gift sets of the same basic molds, an entire Japanese series of the same basic molds. Them not doing anything in Titans Returns probably makes a lot of sense to give it some time. So when it's something that's fresh and new, because if we went right back into the same combiners in Titans Returns. A lot of collectors could not take that much of the same mold. Poor Melvar and Alpha Bravo. It's like he does not need any more Alpha Bravo. None of us need any more Alpha Bravos. We have enough Alpha Bravos.
No, but think about it. If you take a mold and you repaint it and reutilize it as another, you get 2 molds. If you take that same mold and make a third one, but make it a combiner, you'll buy it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but I think they're looking at it like crop rotation. Yes, we see your computroning. I think it's just basically just giving the idea some time to rest before they bring it back, because if it's going to be in Hasbro's line when Takara does it, we might see more Takara sets like that Starscream, the Buster, the Hydra, and maybe 2 more Decepticons could become Devil Z. If we're going with a Master Force theme or something. I'm just saying.
I would actually like that.
You better copyright it.
Yeah. Well, but you didn't like my Galgagar idea from Lyle Kaiser. You didn't like that.
No, because that's cross. No, no.
Cross contamination.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was kind of brilliant, but
it's a great idea, and if Takara ever does it, fantastic.
Well, the key about that, Don, is you thought that.
So what he's saying is, if the officials do it, it's great. If you say it, sucks.
Apparently so.
I mean, that's not right. I'll tell you right away if your idea sucks. I'm not going to say it depends if the big guys are going to do it or not. Holy crap!
Yeah, there are 2 other figures. There's some other stuff as well, but there's 2 other, one Voyager and one Leader class we haven't touched on yet.
Before we get to those, Don.
Oh, sorry.
Check out our sponsors, CapturePrey.com. Great toys, great prices, great service. CapturePrey.com, where you can save even more with orders of $150 or more. with free domestic shipping. And if you are an international buyer, you can get discounted shipping on orders of $150 or more. CapturePrey.com, great toys, great prices, great service. You can also find Mega Toy Fan, maximize your collection while minimizing your costs with Mega Toy Fan. Find Mega Toy Fan at all the popular robot toy conventions year-round, such as TFCon and what is that? Oh, that's Scorponok. TFCon and well, it used to be BotCon, but and he's not going to be at HasCon. Certainly not.
Heck no. But all the others.
What happened with HasCon? Why not?
Yeah, he doesn't want to spend $7,000 on a damn table.
Look, I said this once before. If you guys want to pay 3 times the price for a figure for at least 100 figures, I'll go. All right, I'll be able to pay it. I just, we like to pass along the savings, and the only way we can do that is not getting gouged by HasCon.
Yeah, let's just say the booths there, they're a little bit pricey.
Let's put it this way: if he had to go to HasCon, you'd be minimizing your collection while maximizing your costs with MegaToyFan.com.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, basically, Brett would have to sell a $5 toy for $20.
Yeah,
that's what it works out.
You would be funding my way there.
But if you don't go to conventions, there are other ways to get a hold of Mega Toy Fan. You can message him on here while we're live and say, "Hey, I want a toy," and he'll get back with you. Or you can message him on Facebook, find him on Facebook, different places like that. And he's part of multiple trading groups. So all you got to do is stand in the middle of a room and go, "Brett!"
Pretty much.
And he'll turn around and take off his big glasses.
Just wave money. Just wave money in the air.
Right.
Wave money, he'll be there.
That's right. I'm not hard to find. I will pimp myself out.
You will pimp your ass out. Okay.
Okay. That's the first one.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along.
But also
talking about pimping asses.
Yeah. Also, if you are into cool T-shirts like this one I'm wearing right now, it's a Batman T-shirt. Basically, it's a Rat Bat in the shape of the bat symbol. If you love shirts like this, you can pick them up at rippedapparel.com. And on checkout, be sure to use the promo code TFYLP-Pod, and you will get 10% off on your order at rippedapparel.com. And also, as always, if you love what we do here on TFYLP and love to see us continue, we have server fees we got to constantly pay. We got to upgrade equipment from time to time, so we need your help. It's gone beyond our financial ability to do it by ourselves, so we need your help. You can check us out on patreon.com/TFYLP. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate everybody who has continued to support us since the launch of our Patreon. At patreon.com/Patreon, there's a little link reminder down there at the bottom of the screen if you're watching us on YouTube in the orange bar there. Thank you once again to everybody who continues to support us. And we are still in search for a very cheap but complete Supreme Class Cheetor to get a very prestigious...
Deserving.
Yeah,
very prestigious autograph on it.
If I roll my eyes any harder, they're going to roll off the floor, and Massey's going to start batting them around the carpet.
But Don,
we don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but you'll do it.
I'll do it, but I'll hate every minute of it.
You'll do it. Where's that Shia LaBeouf gif? Whenever you need it.
But now there's still a lot left to talk about.
Absolutely.
Moving on along from Supreme Juror, which we always do.
Isn't that messy?
It looks like we will be getting a repaint of the Rodimus Prime figure in the evil Rodimus Japanese colors called, this may be just a placeholder name, Rodimus Unicronus, which is interesting because they just released the big guy back here, not the big guy in Rusty. That's another big guy. This big guy, G2 Primus.
G2 Primus.
So
G2 Primus,
Well, he
that's
is.
right, neon color Primus.
See, now
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
G2. Oh, there's a second one. We say it one more time, somebody might appear.
yeah. So we will be getting
Beetlejuice?
the. No, we should be so lucky. No, so we are getting a dark Rodimus. He's not quite his current IDW colors, like the toy they had at TFCon weekend before last. But it's the whole purple and black Rodimus
Isn't
motif.
it like almost an SG color?
Well, SG was more black and silver with
Yeah.
some purple highlights. This is a lot more purple and a lot less black.
Okay.
So basically, it's like that Decepticon version of the Masterpiece Rodimus that they did for MP07.
So basically, this toy will already have a Masterpiece version before it even comes out.
Exactly. Exactly. And then one of the other Voyagers that we're getting is a recolor of Hotspot into Inferno from Combiner Wars. So I would have preferred, in Power of the Primes, I was hoping, because we've all seen great customs from that Inferno mode and that Onslaught mode. I was hoping we would have gotten Robots in Disguise Prime from that. But, we didn't.
But I think because with any of the RID stuff, Hasbro has to pay a bit more because the RID is being owned by someone else in America. Isn't that correct?
It's a gigantic.
It's a Disney. It's a Disney
it's a
Hasbro
cluster.
thing, right?
It's a cluster. That's why
Because
we have
I spoke to the voice actor of Optimus Prime from RID.
Neil Kaplan.
Neil Kaplan, yeah.
Neil Kaplan. I talked to him about it. I said, "Oh, when are you?" This was before BotCon ended, and I said, "Oh, when are you going to go to BotCon?" He goes like, "Well, Hasbro doesn't treat my Optimus Prime as a Optimus Prime because it's owned by Disney. I think the show is done by Disney, and that's why they wouldn't invite him anymore to BotCon at that point."
Yeah,
That was the official reason for it to him.
the rights the rights on all that is slightly less nauseating to me than what Robotech is to Harmony Gold. So it's slightly it's one step above that, but barely. Barely. But one thing that I really like to see, and over the years Hasbro has gotten so good at this, is the Legends class. And we've got some really great looking Legends figures, Scout/Legend figures coming out. And well, y'all seen the pictures. Who's y'all's favorite from this?
I want to say Rodimus.
The Legends?
My issue, of course.
Yeah,
For
the
Legends.
the
No,
Legends,
no,
yeah.
Legends. Shoot. I don't
Beachcomber.
remember any of the Legends.
Beachcomber. Or should I say Beachcomber, man?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm trying to
I
think.
By the
I don't
way,
remember any-
hey, shame on you
Yeah.
for not knowing which one we're talking about. Don, which one are we talking about?
It's that's awesome. What are we talking about?
the one size class up from the Prime Masters, the Legends, the $10 price point.
Oh, right.
Basically,
The used to be the
You mean
$5
$19 to Australians?
yeah. Okay, Brett, Null, Bumblebee, Roadburn, Kickback, Scrapnel, that size class. Does that help?
I'm looking at the photos. Stop. I'm looking. Hang on. Yeah, Beachcomber's fantastic. I think Beachcomber is the best of the whole group.
He's
Which
a-
one looks more G1?
Beachcomber.
Beachcomber.
There you go.
But
There
Although
you
he's
go.
a bit chunky in the chest, but I get that's because he has the gimmick where a Titan Master or a Prime Master can actually ride inside his vehicle form.
But we
He
are
does
getting.
look a bit fat, doesn't he? He does look a bit like the chest is massive compared to the rest of.
And also, I'm extremely excited. I'm with Night Swords. I'm extremely excited about the dual cons. We're getting Battle Trap to begin with. So that in and of itself is awesome. Now let's hope for a actual Flywheels homage. So then we could do like we did with Brawn and Titan Returns. Brawn had a Titan Master, and then later had a Legends figure, so you could have Braun riding Braun. So if you
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit pissy about it, and I know John's heard me
Braunception.
complain about it, where I go like, why do you have a Titan Master? He transforms into the head, but then you release a figure that can't have him connect to him as the head, because that would be awesome.
Well, what you can do is you can get Nitro Zeus from the movie, then put your Braun head on Nitro Zeus.
No logic. But
Why?
But we are getting a brand new wind charger, which it's not the first one since the reveal of the Shield one all those years ago, but it'll probably be a lot better than the one we got last time.
That thing was lame.
which one was the last one?
The
Which was the last
Combiner
wind
Wars.
charger you guys got?
Combiner Wars.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the,
yeah.
it's the one that was it was the one that tailgate came with the little vacuum mini con or bomb detector.
Yeah, I just ignored that exists.
Yeah.
And we're also
I
getting-
really don't know what you're talking about. I totally forgot it.
all right. We're also getting a repaint of Braun. Speaking of Braun, we're getting a repaint of Braun as Outback
Surprise!
Or-
Surprise!
or Fallback or Brush
No,
Guard or
To be fair, I need the new figure. I can't keep pulling out the G1 every time I introduce myself on the show, because the G1's now in my garage in a separate display stand.
yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, it won't be called Outback because he does not deliver delicious steaks to your table.
He's still Australian. It's
The
fine.
flipping onion.
Yeah, I started to say, wouldn't it be funny if he had a weapon that like blossomed out?
I would.
Wait,
I
you know-
would make it. It pop
you know,
out.
if
It would
I-
smell so good.
If I was running the Outback Steakhouse, since I have the trademark Outback, I would work with Hasbro to get an exclusive Outback figure only available at Outback restaurants.
Oh, so you can appeal to the 10 or 20 people that come to your restaurant a year?
Ouch.
Absolutely.
Ouch!
Look, seriously, if they renamed Outback Drop Bear, it would be the greatest joke in the world for all Australians.
Or Koala Hugger.
Koala.
Koala
Just the
hugger.
koala just jumps off
Don,
the tree.
where do you get this
boss.
stuff?
Hey, boss, let's get with Hasbro and get this toy for our restaurant. For what? For the Transformer guy. What? You're fired.
If they actually, and the thing is, what they need to do for him, if they actually bring back tech specs for his motto, it should say "No rules, just right."
That would be. And of course, we're getting a tailgate repaint from Windcharger, and we're getting a reissue of Scrapnel. So,
Is it a reissue? It's the same mold?
same mold, no minicon.
Oh.
So basically,
it's-
more money, less figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should give you more or less for more.
Let's see. And what? There was one or two other things I was going to mention, but I can't remember what they were. Oh, we're getting a new Jazz.
Yes.
We've already mentioned.
But that's not that's isn't that
Now,
deluxe?
what about the possibility of it being redecoed and slightly retooled into a member of Road Caesar?
I'd be all for it.
I've heard a lot
That
of
would
people
be-
saying he looks more like he could become another Fracture with the way the car mode looks. Because you paint that car mode black with the red highlights, it will look a lot like Crasher in vehicle mode.
Yeah, that's
But
true. Except that he wouldn't be very feminine unless they changed his head. Not that Crasher looked very feminine, to be fair, but you know.
What are you
But,
trying to say? I said, what are you trying to say, Hank? What are you trying to say?
Nothing,
trying to
just
say?
covering for time.
Oh, okay.
But with Jazz with the combiner ports would make him, I don't know, the next. Oh, would he work with like the Optimus Maximus build? I guess in that sense, because they've shown the ports, but they actually haven't shown them what they would look like in either an arm or a leg mode. That's the thing.
Yeah. And we're getting a Dinobot called Slash, which I think he's a new mold. He reminds
Is it a
me
new
of,
dinosaur.
yeah, in the Legends price point. So, and then we're getting Cindersaur, which I'm not sure. I think that's a repaint of Slash himself. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from these pictures. So they're already looking at the molds as multiple uses already. I hope, but luckily, like Combiner Wars, we won't be getting as many of the same molds each wave. So at least there is that, because that's a lot of the same molds.
That's a lot of. I need coffee.
Too hot for coffee. Too hot for coffee. So yeah, I'll be honest. Probably none of us in the news business, in the podcasting business, on the Transformers website business, none of us probably really wanted to see all this stuff at once, because we really have nothing left. Well, we have a lot left to surprise us now than what we did have a week ago.
I mean, a lot less stuff to surprise us.
Unless they come out with even more.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But I'm just saying, we're seeing all the way up until July and August of next year. That's basically New York Comic Con is shot for the reveals, except seeing actual physical toys versus a lot of these hand-drawn or artwork samples. And it'll be at least San Diego next year before we see anything for the fourth quarter, unless it's leaked again, which I really would hope not.
Or unless this HasCon is earlier next year.
Well, maybe, but the thing of it is now, all the reveals at HasCon, because I can't imagine HasCon revealing anything that we haven't seen for Transformers. Now, for stuff that we don't follow, the ponies, the new Visionaries line that I'm sure they're going to be doing if they don't hate me, and whatever they're doing for G.I. Joe, all that's still left to reveal. All the Marvel stuff, they got plenty to still show.
G.I. Joe line?
Yeah,
G.I. Joe line?
Yes.
Well, it still exists. They're still doing retailer exclusives, and with Revolution having G.I. Joe in it, then. I'm sure there's going to be some. I mean, hell, they've done a new Leoric, which I have to open up.
Yes. Just remember, they still have a JoeCon. So I mean,
yeah.
Oh, they do. I forgot about that because at one point it got canceled.
Yeah,
no. It was just a rumor when BotCon got canceled that JoeCon would, and they extended the license, so that it was never.
For 2 years, so next year. There still should be a JoeCon next year, which
nice.
And here's the interesting thing: with them using a similar book, because in the Revolution set, if you remember, we had a Dire Wraith, which used, I believe, some of the Cobra Zombie parts. You had an Action Man figure, you had the Leoric, and you had the Mask figure. Those are all sharing similar body styles, or at least in the 3 3/4 inch size. By this time next year, when JoeCon runs around, there should be some really interesting pieces in that set, if being the final JoeCon.
I'll do a little bit sword thing on this. This isn't about Joe's or anything, but stop and think that JoeCon is still put on by Fun Publications, which is for G.I. Joe. It's not for Mask. It's not for all the other lines. So I think it will be straight up a retro line, just like it's always been.
Oh no, I meant not the other characters in the set, but different body sculpts, different bucks, different accessory pieces that can be incorporated into the.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I still think that the overall theme will still be. And I use this term in the G.I. Joe line too, but the G1 Joes.
Yeah,
it's going to be like that, because it always has been, and they're not going to go out changing that formula. I don't think they will.
Oh
no, not for
but it's like what we mentioned, or what I mentioned. I believe it was a couple weeks ago on the show. It would be nice to have a complete and total reboot. And start over with like fresh new characters and everything like that. But as nice as that would be, it wouldn't really be Transformers if you really stop and think about it. Transformers is an established group of characters. whether or not they look the same from each iteration to the next, you've always got to have an Optimus Prime or a Megatron and stuff like that. It's Transformers.
It is, but I'm going to say one little thing about that, especially about HasCon, when you're talking about, and I just happen to have him right here, and this is just the reissue Prime with a bunch of add-ons and stuff like that. But when you have a G1 Prime that everyone knows what it is, and then you have a company that puts out, Haikyuu, Prime,
Yeah.
and even a Pretender Prime. I mean, you're talking about stuff that a corporations, they're not going to be, they're just not going to do it. They're just really not. You have to have fans working in that company that know that this will sell. This is what people want, And I just picked this because I just happened to get it. I just got it in the mail. But I mean, this is an amazing set. We never would have gotten this. We never would have gotten this from Hasbro.
And what you're holding up was the Pretender Megatron.
Yeah, the Pretender Prime and the Pretender Megatron, which was from the Fun Publication subscription figure set. I mean, look at them. I mean, you're not going to get this stuff. They're going to go mainstream, and they are. They're going to play it safe because they don't have the resources that a private company does when they hired fans. That's what they did. So, I mean, it's just going to be different. So, I mean, I don't expect to see. I mean, do I think their exclusives are going to suck? No. Do I think they're going to be the same rare and unusual items that fans want? No, it's not going to happen. That's just my. It's going to be set more towards the mainstream than the collector. That's my.
Have they revealed what's their exclusives at the moment?
Yes, actually, that's what we were wanting to get into here in a moment. But let's backtrack and before we move on totally from Power of the Primes. Night Sword did point out we did not talk about Abominus, the Terracons.
I think that's going to be a good set. Now you had talked about
we've only got Hunger, right?
Not yet. We are getting one, but
right. But you talked about making it maybe a retool or whatever, but still,
it'll come off well.
Don, you and I both love Bruticus. Love Bruticus, but I have to say my second favorite combiner, Abominus.
Yeah,
I love Abominus, and I think he needs some love. In the last and correct me if I'm wrong, the last one we got was a little Legends combiner.
Which is a good figure. Don't get me wrong. It's a good figure. Yes.
I thought that figure was horrible.
The last official
I bought the...
And I don't mean that. I don't mean the headmaster. I thought it was like horrible.
No, wait a minute.
No,
seriously.
that was the one from Prime, right?
Yeah.
Was that not the last one we got?
Yes.
Yeah, but no, I bought it not the box set. I bought them individually and figured out how to combine it. And it was actually really fun to have.
I thought they were terrible.
Yeah,
it's
but
not as bad as it's not as bad as ROTF.
No justice. If you're on a car ride and you want to throw something together while you're just playing with the kids or whatever, or on your way to school, whatever, all right, that's fine. It's a little bitty. You can throw it in your pocket. That does not scratch the itch.
No. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't. Yeah. I was really disappointed when Combiner Wars came out and we had almost everything and there was no Abominus. Because we have Computron. Why won't you give me Abominus? Is it because it's a new mode and you can't actually do anything with it?
Creo Abominus come before or after the Prime Abominus?
I don't count Creo.
Creo doesn't count.
I don't count Creo. It's just...
Creo's adorable.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I like Legos. I like Creo. But they're a separate category. I'm talking about something official, and you're right. You had all the others. You had Computron, no Abominus.
You had ones that you didn't need. We didn't need the female... Oh, sorry, we didn't need Victorian.
Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun at you. He said it.
What? I'm telling you the truth. I've had friends who have it and go like, the figure's terrible.
instead of getting Victorion and the G2 sets, as beautiful as the G2 sets were, I think we should have gotten Abominus earlier on.
Well, let's put you this way. They went, what can we get to get the girls in on this? Because we are going to merge everything with My Little Pony and blah, blah, blah. Let's do it now. Let's make it purple. There you go. That's how we got it.
Yeah. But, I'm excited about Abominus too. An actual faithful update to the original
is it a
awesome
set?
character. Yeah, I think Cutthroat comes in Wave 1 with the deluxes, and I think Ripper Snapper or Center Twin is in like Wave 2 or 3, and Blot's in like Wave 3, and Hunger is I think Wave 3.
That's not to say that later on they don't do a gift set, but I think originally it's gonna be spread out. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Doran, I think
the Japanese version.
Well, Doran, I think you're right. Blot's in that wave, but I think his nose is in the following wave. So,
well, no, how can his nose be in there? Because that's all he is a nose monster. I mean, it's like.
Well, the shadow nose. Shadow nose.
Wouldn't it be cool though if they did like a G2 color of Abominus that we?
Well, that would
just be like so weird and like a pink Blot and a green Center Twin. Yeah,
I'm sure.
What you mean to say? What you mean to say is
that
that
colors in mind.
and a yellow and teal tiger striped Hunger.
no. What you mean to say is that Abominus, when painted for G2, will look normal.
Yes.
Or they could, if they wanted to go Shattered Glass, they could do it in the Computron colors, which would look kind of weird.
Look, all I could say is my son just came in, asked me a question about homework, and what the hell did I miss? You're talking about G2 Hunger? What the hell?
We're talking about G2 Abominus. What color? The gift set. What should it look like?
Nothing. No.
You don't want a G2 Abominus?
No.
Why not?
Plasticon, if you're watching.
Look, how many times
make
are you
us
say
a
his name?
G2
He's going to
Abominus.
appear. He's going to pop up, just like,
He's suddenly going to appear.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
See, you could do Tiger Force Abominus, Python Patrol, do one as a Python Patrol, do one as the Arc. Anyway.
Well, if anyone's going to be Python Patrol.
You see Megamus die there. Just like he's just dying inside.
Just like.
They did the black, the white, and the gray in the camo version. Yes or no? And it actually looked pretty damn good. Yeah. I got to give it that. But then again, I love Bruticus, so
yeah.
But that was a great set.
Well, you know what they could do is they could take the season 3 episode. What's the one where they go through the black hole? It's the one where they go.
Yeah. Crap.
I remember the name.
Wait, what black hole?
I know
what
which one you're talking about.
The season 3.
All their colors got inverted and everything. There was like that gold Cyclonus with blue ears. Ears and
basically, imagine
Ultramaximus was like green and red.
Yeah. Basically, imagine that as your G2. What you use to make your G2. Just run
Now, wait a minute. Now, Don, you will actually love this. I sat there and thought about it, and you went Tiger Force, and I went, they'd never do this, and I sat there and thought about, did they or did they not do a Bruticus, which was a repaint of Ruination in yellow?
Yep.
I just sold one not long ago.
It was horrible.
Basically, I called
that was horrible. That was pretty. Yes. I liked it.
I call it the cheddar cheese camo.
That was the Wisconsin special. I mean,
but granted, a lot of the recolors do not look good next to Urban Camo Bruticus because
Urban Camo was pretty slick.
Yeah,
that was a good repaint.
Yes. But, let's, in the interest of time, let's move along to Don's favorite topic, Headmaster
Rodimus
RC.
Prime. Yeah, I know, right?
I thought it was Fembots.
Outside of Fembot
Fidgets.
Fembot/fiction.
Oh God,
Oh, we lost it.
we did this once before. It sucked. Oh my God.
And then we look down and we can see our people just like signing out of the show. We don't want to watch this.
Actually, no,
We
our
have-
viewers are going up.
We
right
have
now.
16 watchers, 15 watchers, 14, 13,
14.
12, 11.
Oh God.
Look, I have clear cosmos. He's powered by the power by the
Blah, 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 blah.
Ugh,
By the power of grace.
You know, that is easy for you to say.
it's not. He's clear. He's translucent. He's gorgeous, and he looks like a gigantic sun-filled Jolly Rancher.
Is that the
He
Toy
does,
World
but
one?
his freaking head's too big. Doesn't look like the G1.
Is that the Toy World one, Don?
Yeah. It's the clear version because I'm a kind of a sucker for the crystal plastics.
You like him to break.
I had no problems yet. But
Yes, Killing Jar. The Killing
was-
Jar was the name of that episode.
Yeah, a killing jar. Thank you.
Yeah,
Michael
it's the
Swift
keyword,
is
right?
just turning over right now, going, clear plastic.
Anyway,
The only thing he's turning over right now is a hamburger on the grill.
yeah.
Hey, I want to hear about it.
Don't forget the Heinz
Him and
57.
his South Florida lifestyle.
Oh,
So
He probably
yes,
has
we
to go
are.
right over or something other.
Every 5 minutes it rains, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, by the way, he's gonna be that Florida is gonna be at HasCon. It was announced he's gonna be at HasCon.
Yeah.
who's
For
gonna be a
those-
HasCon?
Flo Rida,
The-
whoever that is.
the most
musician.
I think
family
he's-
friend oriented singer you could think of.
Yes. Anyway, after asking for almost 23 plus years and probably becoming the bane of a lot of people at Hasbro, we are finally getting a Headmaster RC.
So Don, if there ever is another BotCon, another iteration of BotCon, and you go,
Yes, I am going to have her sign it. Yes.
no, that's
Oh.
not what I'm going to say.
Oh,
That's not what I'm going to say.
okay.
What you need to do is take that toy, the actual Headmaster RC, and get up and say, after 23 years, I want to thank you guys. But can we get a faithful update to this? Can it look more feminine, please?
No.
Be a true Transformer fan and
Nope.
bitch about it anyway.
No. Here's how you do it. You walk over there. You say, I thank you very much. You pick it up and you go, what the fuck? And just show it. What
Why?
the fuck? That's it.
Okay.
Why
What-
did you paint blur paint?
No, I am going to accept this. It's nothing that they could do short of a masterpiece RC would
That would never
meet
happen.
would meet what I would want for all these years. I've seen it. I do like it. I understand why they're doing it in this format. I will be happy and I will be glad to get this figure. I wish it wasn't HasCon, but they have said it will be available.
Yeah, it's
a
not
HasCon
an exclusive. It is an early
Right.
release. Yes.
It's early release, so it will be available
You
later.
will get it normally.
Right. So again, I'm very happy that we're getting it. I am not going to be one of those fans that's like, well, it's not exactly. It's like nothing like I said, nothing they make short of a masterpiece RC would be in my mind what I've wanted all these years. What I'm getting is fine. I like it. The pictures we've seen so far, it looks great. I got no problems
they
with
did
it.
look like
Very
they
happy.
retooled the arms and the legs on it slightly, but in vehicle mode, all I can see is pink blur. It still looks like a pink blur to me.
Can I
it's-
just say something? Can I just
Yeah.
say something quickly before we continue?
No.
Is that even
Anyway.
if they made, even if they made a masterpiece version, Don, you still wouldn't be happy with it. Just saying. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I'm saying with the masterpiece aesthetic, going after cartoon, the best mix of cartoon and toy accuracy to give you the best amalgam, like say two comic companies giving you the best of amalgam available.
Amalgam in the middle.
Did you read that crap?
Ah.
Did
Yeah,
you
I
read
read-
that crap?
Yes,
All
I
right,
did.
then. I don't want
liked
to hear it.
I liked amalgam.
Eh.
That would be the best way to get a regular RC, regular Daniel.
Live
But
action.
again, blind ad. Thank you. But I'm happy we're getting it. It's being done. I'm good. I'm good.
Did you shed a small tear, Dawn, whenever you finally saw the picture?
No, but I went before I found out it was going to be available after HasCon and through other distribution channels.
I was pissed.
I was shaking with nerd rage.
I knew it. He was pissed.
I was in the freezer that day working, and I was shaking in rage, and it wasn't from the cold.
$30 for a damn deluxe. Yeah.
But you do get the Ultra Magnus, and you do look like you're getting some kind of deluxe style packaging. Although I do hope they change the Decepticon symbol to Autobot because
the Ultra Magnus. Yeah. So I wanted to ask. There's two heads. What's up with that?
Well, it looks like the Ultra Magnus may be from one of the aborted gift sets that we're not getting anymore, at least this year. So maybe that was already in production, and they found a way to work it into that. Maybe there's something in the bio that works with that. Maybe what you're supposed to
give him too much credit.
Yeah, maybe what you're supposed to do is buy the Japanese 7-Eleven MP Ultra Magnus, and then put that
to get the full story.
Yeah, and then put the Ultra Magnus Titan Master in the MP.
I want to talk about that real quick. Before we move on, I want to talk about the 7-Eleven MP10. I like it. It's weird. It's weird. It makes no sense. I understand 7-Elevens are apparently huge in the Asian market. I get that. They're like a mini Walmart.
They get stuff like they get Gundam. They get stuff that you will they have their own Gundam that shows up from time to time in 7-Eleven colors.
That is right. There's two variants of it.
But it's just so weird, and I kind of want it. But the thing is
it's the first unique looking Ultra Magnus that's just not a. It is a white prime, but it's not.
Well, if you notice, the 7-Eleven insignias and stuff are labels. I'm kind of wondering if it will come with just standard Autobot insignias as well, and you can just put them where the 7-Eleven logos are and make him a white Magnus. You know, just a Minimus Ambus, if you will.
Isn't his face green as well to match the colors? Like the faceplate is green.
It's bluish, I think, isn't it? Isn't it like a bluish?
Maybe I thought it was green.
Hang on, I've got one of the things. Hang on, let me look here real quick. I've got a window open for these pictures. See how my Google foo is.
But you know that I really did like it though. I mean, you know, here I am selling off a bunch of toys, and I still have yet to pick up the Shattered Glass Prime, which I still want too, the MP10. But
oh yeah,
I want
the purple colored one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want.
That's not Evangelion.
I wanted the Evangelion one too, but I don't want to pay like $500.
$500, yeah, that's pricey.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven logo is above the Autobot symbol on the shoulder. The windows are tinted blue. The crest.
He just
is
wanted
blue.
to say tank, Brett.
Okay, I forgive you.
The crest is blue. The faceplate's blue. The eyes are red looking. And there's some silver on the chest and the grill. So
keep rubbing your chest, Don. There's some silver on the chest. Yeah.
So yeah, that's so short of getting Laser Magnus.
This is probably
well yeah. Well, if you can't get Ultra Mammoth, and you can't get Laser G2 Ultra Magnus from Japan. This would be a really good Ultra Magnus to have.
It'd be a good stand-in, you know, and it's official, not a KO of any kind.
Oh yeah,
so,
but that will probably change before too long.
Long.
Well, there are KO versions of the MP10 in white, so already.
Yeah, and my Eva Prime is the KO version, but it's very well done. It's just I just wasn't going to pay those prices, unfortunately. Cheapest one I've ever seen was $395.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm not going to pay that.
Ouch.
No. But let's talk about the other HasCon. I guess the only true Transformers HasCon exclusive, and that is the charging pad Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's the thing they were talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of complaints about that.
Brett,
I wonder why.
You want to talk about it a little?
No.
No. No, that's just it. Nobody wants to talk about it. I mean, the first time I saw it, I'm like, that thing looks like ass. I mean, it's like, it basically turns into it's a flat block that opens up into.
All right. Let me say one thing. Okay.
Yeah, it charges your phone, but so does the wall plug.
I have right here. This is a wonderful invention. What this is a little case that goes over my iPhone that charges it. It's a little battery pack. This is more interesting than that damn thing you're talking about. I'm just saying right now.
Oh, the hatred's so
this
strong.
is more interesting.
Basically,
I can read the crap off right here, and it's more interesting.
okay.
So.
Here's the thing for me when I saw this, I'm thinking this is device label generation 2. That's what it is device label generation 2.
Well, the only thing is like, you know, we saw the. I know you got. Whenever I stepped away, I know you guys were talking about the.
We were talking about
the SDCC set with the Jetfire and the Visionary, and the Joes and stuff. That the concept of that is actually pretty cool.
I was really, really happy. Out of all the exclusives, that's the one because I was like, yes, I like that.
I want that. I want that. I don't care. I don't know
Yes.
beans about primitive skateboarding, but I do want that black primitive skateboard Prime. I do want that.
It's
I want Leo.
the other enticed me more.
Yeah.
You know, with the Maz, the Visionaries, all that. I just think you're encompassing all of the 80s in one set.
Box set. Yeah.
And it was
Not quite.
How could you not like that?
Well, you know, and it was mentioned elsewhere, somewhere on Facebook. I read it, and I agreed with that sentiment that Hasbro seemed to be coming out of the gate swinging with that box set, you know, and that cool ass black and gold deco primitive skateboarding Prime. And we're like, okay, if this is a San Diego exclusives, what are we going to get for the HasCon exclusives? And then we see this, and it's like, I mean, it's like the last episode of Star Trek Enterprise. You know, it's like a big letdown. It was all just a holodeck. It was all just a holodeck, you know, recreation. You know, so
It was the end of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Crap! Now you just ruined Enterprise for me. Thanks for the spoilers.
You don't care.
It's been, the show's been over for 12 years, Brett.
I already saw it.
It's like after 12 years, I think the spoiler warnings can go down.
There is no expiration for spoilers. Come on.
Yes.
Look at YouTube.
But now it's not quite all the 80s yet, Brett, because two of the major Hasbro properties are still missing in action, which would be robotics and Inhumanoids.
Inhumanoids would have been good.
Robotics
I don't care for.
I kind of want a robotics revival, but I'm not sure if it could be done nowadays without.
I have something to say about the revival, but never mind. Wrestling fans will get it, but you guys wouldn't, so never mind.
I was going to say, we talking gospel revival?
No.
Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling since Sergeant Slaughter, and that was only
all my wrestling peeps out there should know what I mean whenever I have something to say about the revival.
All two of you guys should know. All right?
Yeah, and
talk amongst yourselves.
yes. And the only time I watched wrestling was because Elvira came on right after it, and I was watching Elvira for different
Now,
reasons.
I'll watch that. All right? Only for the spooky parts.
You'll just watch her now.
No, I will.
It's like
I
it's
will.
like her titties
Yep.
may be 60 years old, but I don't care.
It's the spooky part. Spooky.
No,
Come on.
ain't no
Oh,
spooky
no.
about it. It's titty, is what it is.
No, it's spooky. Makes your hair stand on end, your nipples stand out. Come on,
Yeah.
spooky.
Something's gonna be standing on him, but it ain't gonna be your hair.
All right. And we lost Don. All right. Bam. My work here is done. I am thankful.
Don has
Check,
his
please,
glass.
Trinity.
Don has his glasses off.
You know,
I'm gonna go watch Beast Machines for a few minutes.
all I can say is any show
Yeah,
that I
that's a
can
big
get back
deflator right there.
is a good show.
That's like Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold winter day or something.
No, no, no. No,
Moving
no,
along.
No, no,
moving,
no, no.
moving along.
The Beast Machine,
How do we
the
get
equivalent
to this
of Margaret
point?
Thatcher naked on a cold winter day.
Intro code. Sorry, wrong show. Wrong show.
I'll start playing the
Success.
piano. Hang on. Ding, 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 ding.
Here you go, right here. Score!
That was terrible.
Welcome to TFYLP. Where we make all of your horrible nightmares come true.
No, Don. No, Don. Just yours.
Just yours, Don.
I mean, I thought it was bad with Supreme Cheetor, and y'all just keep getting worse. Jeez.
Supreme
we're not
Cheetor
going about
naked
Supreme
on a
Cheetor.
cold winter
By
day.
the way, if anyone has any parts to a Supreme Cheetor, please send them to us, please, because we will make sure that Don gets them.
I
All of
don't. I will sign one Supreme Cheetor for our wonderful Patreon sponsor, which we still thank you for. I don't want anything to do with Supreme Cheetor. If you send me more than one, I will hunt you down and I will beat you to
but
death
it's for
with
a
it.
good cause, Don.
Two things. One, they're all going to come to me. I will send them to you. And yes, I can't wait. Please, I will send them all to you.
Hang on. Massey, you want to go on a trip?
That's okay.
You wanna go on a
I have two big dogs. I'm
Dogs.
You will
okay.
take out your dog.
Dogs. Do you
I
think
do.
dogs are going to stop Massey?
Well, I've got a gun too. So I mean,
Oh, that's terrible. That's just terrible right there.
That's
just terrible.
I would never. I would welcome Massey with open arms. Okay,
It's Dawn that's the
open
problem.
All
arms.
you gotta say is America.
Over
Just
here,
sit there and go,
America.
America.
Let's.
All I gotta say is
America,
I'm
I
from
voted for
Kentucky.
Trump.
Kentucky, okay.
Oh.
Okay, all right, okay.
You're
No,
loaded.
no politics. No
right.
politics. No
All right.
politics.
Good.
Like Australia's still laughing at you. I mean, guys, I love you so much.
The whole
No,
world
the
is still
world is
laughing at
laughing.
us.
No, I'm sure you're wondering why we have the problems we do. Because I wonder why we have the problems we do.
Well, I was born three weeks early, so that. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, that was what 1902.
Well, believe it or not, I was born 3 weeks early. I weighed 2 pounds when I was born. Yeah.
And the president was William Howard Taft.
Wow.
But he made the best candy.
Oh,
Taffy.
Oh God, that was the worst joke of all time. Picard double face palm.
Oh, if
I'm
anybody
a ninja
deserves
consultant
it,
from the planet Cybertron.
Oh,
if anyone deserves it, it's y'all.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, you know, I think we kind of beat those topics into the
we
ground.
definitely beat the jokes. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
To the ground.
Any closing thoughts you guys want to mention before we log off?
I'm
Don is old.
With Rodimus Prime.
I'm just going to say I'm really looking. Unfortunately, I wish we hadn't been spoiled for most of 2018 because San Diego pretty much finished off what we were expecting for 2017. So I am sorry that we saw it all at once, but I am glad so we can see what's coming out, what to expect, what to budget for, what we can kind of maybe expect from Takara, the Buster and Hydra repaints to a degree.
You know,
Maybe some-
conspicuously absent. I hate to interject, Don, but conspicuously absent were the rumored Deathsaurus and Starsabers. You know, I've been hearing rumors about those for several months now, and I'm just kind of wondering, are they still yet to be revealed? Is there room for them?
Well, they could be, with the leader class having the evolution theme. No Digimon tamers involved.
Both of them would work perfectly in that.
Yeah, exactly. Deathsaurus would go from
From what, lion
Death-
and chicken into giant chicken?
phenomenal cosmic powered chicken.
Cock.
And then,
Oh, that should be the entire Deathsaurus theme. Peacock.
Cock.
Big cock.
and
yeah.
Come to KFC. Cock.
oh, great! Now,
Can you
now
imagine
I'm picturing.
And he's available at Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
now I'm now I'm
There should be like a Colonel Sanders version of him.
Yes.
now I'm picturing Duron's G1 Deathsaurus with a white top hat and a white suit,
No,
a
no.
cane.
No, but his
Try
his,
New Georgia
his
Gold
headmaster,
Autobots.
his headmaster would be Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to think big picture here.
Okay,
Colonel
customizers.
Sanders.
Okay,
Yes.
customizers. There is your clarion call right there. Give us a Titan Turn Deathsaurus with a Colonel Sanders headmaster, Titan Master.
I'm still waiting on the Rodimus Primal. You know, we have not seen the concepts of this yet. I'm disappointed.
You know, there has got to be a KO toy company out there that has done a transforming robot moose, but we have never seen it. And we got guys on here that loves KOs more than I love Hardys. So
Rodimus.
And that's a lot.
that's a lot of Hardys, yes.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
hardly.
Yeah, Rodimus
Carl's
Primal is
Jr.
gonna
for
be
the West Coast
is gonna-
peeps.
yeah.
I like Carl.
The the Rodimus Primal is going to be TFYLP's mascot as soon as we can find a toy to make of him.
Yes.
Rodimus Primal, maximize.
How do we not look through the whole of Neon? Because Neo's got to have something that's close.
There hasn't been a moose transformer,
Because I
and he
can't
needs to
imagine-
be, and he needs to speak with a Canadian accent.
and his antlers become a
Hey.
bow.
Yeah.
Or maybe twin size or something, like just pop them off and I'm going to get you. Oh,
Look at
speaking
Megamus. He's tapping out. He's tapping
And,
out.
and Rodimus Primal, he has a gun that shoots out maple syrup.
As long as he apologizes every time he hits you. Oh, sorry about that. Ooh, I'm
Sorry
sorry
about that.
Speak.
Oops,
so
sorry
sorry.
about that.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, I hope we will see some more reveals down the road. We still have more leader classes to see. Just everyone be patient. This has basically screwed up Hasbro's entire presentations for the next year. So
Why does they reveal Optimus? I'm surprised that they revealed Rodimus and not like. I guess it's probably good they didn't reveal an Optimus
all
or
I
a
gotta
Megatron.
say is somebody at Hasbro, somebody's got in trouble.
yeah, and one other observation I didn't make earlier, with the recolored Rodimus being Rodimus Unicronus, maybe 2019's big toy, since they've just re-released Primus, maybe a new Unicron.
Oh yeah.
So there is that possibility, because that name drop, unless there's fiction and media to go with that
I
name
think
drop.
aren't they doing a Unicron themed comic coming up soon or now?
Well, Unicron has been name dropped in IDW. Plus, you've got Machinima's new series coming out for Titan's Return. So
As long as it's not as bad as the previous one. As long as it's not
it
as
couldn't
bad
be
as the
any
previous-
worse.
I,
It couldn't be
all
any
I
worse.
asked,
Oh,
I'm just asking for
people would
more
take
than 5-minute
that.
episodes. Yeah, 5-minute episodes that killed it. There's not enough room there for story development. I'm sorry, there's just not. But anyway, we've talked about some things that are coming up over the next year. Officially from Hasbro. I mean, they may throw us a curveball and say, you know what? You guys thought that you were getting this? Screw you guys. You're not getting that. You're getting this. And they'll import over Transformers Go for the U.S. market. So take everything with a grain of salt. Even though we've actually seen the plans for the release of a lot of these figures, some of them we've actually seen, but nothing's ever set in stone, and we know that with Transformers. How many final waves have we seen that were announced and they never saw the light of day or saw a very minimal release? So things can change at a moment's notice. But it's really cool knowing about what's coming up in the coming year. But there's still a lot to talk about, and I'm sure over the coming year, we're going to be talking about this stuff a lot. This is just the first time that we've been exposed to this information. This is our knee-jerk reactions, our initial reaction to the information. We don't know hardly any specifics about each character. I mean, we know a few things. Like the Battle Clash or Battle Trap is essentially two Legends figures that can combine into a Battle Trap figure. We know those kind of specifics, but other things, are the Terracons and Dinobots shared molds? We don't know that yet. Will Jazz be retooled into a Braver? Don't know. It's yet to be determined. Lots of speculation, but I think it's easy to say that we're all relatively excited about the Power of the Primes coming up, despite being spoiled. It kind of makes me wonder what Hasbro is going to show at HasCon now that we don't already know. Maybe they might actually show some of these toys, and I'm kind of excited to see that. What do you guys think?
It's going to be a very boring year unless someone really shakes it up. But I will say this. Third parties, you have been given a stellar opportunity here to see what's being done. Don't do the same things. Surprise us.
That ain't going to happen.
Do something that you see. Do something that you don't see in these slides. Impress us. Think outside the box. Give us the stuff that we won't be seeing for at least another year. That's when you have a shot to really make some money and really draw attention to your product by filling in these gaps that we don't have and characters we're not going to get. Don't waste this. You have a chance to do something really impressive here.
They would really have to be on the ball with like design, prototyping, and execution, to final product, because at this point, we've seen up until at least wave 4 of Power of the Primes, which is possibly through next August or September. Honestly, we know that a lot of, like Hasbro, it takes about 2 years from the time that, okay, we're doing this character to the time it hits the store shelves. I would imagine that it's roughly the same for a third party. But yeah, Transformers New Fan, she says, third party give us Beast Wars animated and Prime. I honestly think that's where third party should go now, is start doing a lot more Beast Wars and non G1 characters.
Yeah, but I think official they're going to get there. I mean, they've already shown us with some of the Masterpiece Primal and such. They're going to get there. I mean, they're getting around. They're slow.
Well,
they're damn slow, but they're getting around. They're getting there.
Another thing too that about the Optimus Primal and the Optimus. Wasn't it said here a while back that we're getting Snapdragon and Ape Face in Power of the Primes? And we did not see those. We did not see those. We
got Ape Face in.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, we got Brawn in Titan Returns, so that doesn't mean jack shit. But But if we do, I'm kind of half expecting Ape Face to be or Primal to be a retool of Ape Face, or vice versa. And then Snapdragon to be a retool or redeco of Megatron. It kind of worked. But I mean, you got the monkey and you got the dino, so who knows?
Yeah. Oh, one thing, Duron, is that a lot of my friends were asking me on Twitter, especially just a lot of my friends were asking, what am I going to do next? What obscure thing am I going to wish for now? And I've been thinking about this long and hard, and I've decided.
Did you say Grandis? I'm gonna slap you.
No, I have Database. I'm happy. No, I think my next thing I'm going to focus on is Masterpiece, Robots in Disguise, Car Robot Brothers. I want to see those characters, those designs in Masterpiece form.
It'd be interesting. It would be.
Look at him. He's making just like Jim Carrey faces without a mask.
No, I think he took his socks off and he's like, yeah, no.
But that's what I would like to see is Robots in Disguise, the Car Robot Brothers.
It's that smell
maybe
he's getting from the next stall over.
I mean, they've done Magnus. They could do an all-in-one Optimus. You would say, unfortunately, you might would have to sacrifice the small robot mode, which means it really wouldn't be the exact show-accurate Optimus, but it could probably be done. But I think the Car Robot Brothers would translate well into the Masterpiece format.
Make me a
with the extra
Victory Leo before you go on to Car Robots. Like, seriously, get that Victory Leo out first, and out of the way.
Yeah.
That's just.
Then you could put Massey in the Masterpiece box, and then he would be alive.
Well, nah, he's got his Grimlock Masterpiece box he sleeps in from time to time.
Whoa.
Yeah, the first day I got Masterpiece's Grimlock, he crawled in the empty box and slept all day.
Lord,
fair enough.
But we've put out a lot of speculation there and a lot of information for people who may not have got to actually see it on Facebook and the boards whenever it was up. Again, if you really, really want to find this information, I just do some little Google foo and you'll find it. You'll find it. It's out there. Once it's on the net, it's out there.
It's there.
So Hasbro can fool themselves and send out C&Ds all they want, but the damage is already done. Sorry, that's the bottom line. But that being said, it's exciting and interesting information that we've been given a glimpse at, and I'm looking forward to a lot of it. Some of it not so much, quite frankly, but there are quite a few things that I'm interested in. Well, guys, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at TFYLP. I don't tweet a whole lot on there, but anything that's TFYLP related, whether it be news or questions regarding the show, or even updates on show start times like tonight. We was going to be delayed a couple hours, so I mentioned it on Twitter first. So if you need the latest information or need a quick answer, that's the best way to contact us is at TFYLP on Twitter. It goes straight to my phone, so I'll get a notification if you send a direct message or tweet at us on TFYLP on there. If you're on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/groups/TFYLP. We have quite an active Facebook group going on there. And the most recent episode is always pinned to the top of the forum. So if you want to talk about the most recent episode, in this case, this one will be pinned to the top of the Facebook group. So just check that out on there. And as always, check out our sponsors. Make sure you give Mega Toy Fan lots of money because he's going.
He can't
forward.
afford to go to HasCon otherwise.
Yeah, he can't afford to go to HasCon. He doesn't want to minimize your collection while maximizing your costs.
That's right.
Help us, help him, help you.
Yes.
There you go. I did want to say one thing in closing. I do want to thank whoever at Hasbro screwed up and sent those links out, I want to thank you for that. I just wanted to say that right off the bat. So go ahead.
Hopefully you didn't lose your job.
Oh yes, Night Sword says Cyber Battalion toys are coming to Walgreens. So if you want Cyber Battalion toys,
the South
basically they're Voyager or deluxe size, or are they Voyager size?
More like a large deluxe kind of. The engineering is about as complex as like a Legends class figure, but they're
those.
Yeah.
I don't think they made it to Australia.
Yeah,
the last batch that
they're
came
like
out.
really hollow and everything. Yeah, but those
supposedly they're terrible.
Yeah, well, they're not meant to be like a top end Transformer figure. They're made for the cheaper level toys, I guess. But yeah, those things are coming to Walgreens and interesting things. Well, I believe that will do it for this show. I am Deron Land, a.k.a. Weird Wolf. Along with me is Hulk Smasher Megamus.
Yes!
Headmaster / fiction author Headmaster Dawn.
For the fembots!
I'm glaring at you with disdain.
You're wishing you could wrap Massey up in a box and send her to me like right now and say, sick 'em.
Yeah.
Attack!
He'd be like, ooh, look how these places I can lay against. I'll just flop here.
So Hang, since you're in the future, what's going to happen in the next few hours?
I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm really tired. That's what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna sleep too.
I'm probably going to go play Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. So if you're on PlayStation 4, look me up. Weirdwolf 1975.
Call of Duty.
Yes.
Duty.
Yeah, I had a Call of Duty earlier.
He said duty.
Yeah. Guys, want to thank everybody for joining us this evening on TFYLP. Check us out next week. It'll probably be a pre-recorded episode, but we will be on next week. And check out all of our links. Thank you guys for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.